Hey everybody, this is Jesse. I'm here with Austin and Jared today. You know, the Remembrancers Retreat is not only where we talk about the Horus Heresy and the game in general, but also it's kind of basically our life's journey with the people and the community we're with. And this month we lost Nate Taylor, who was, to all of us, a very big deal here at the Nova Open and Adepticon.
Yep.
He left a great impression on me, and anyone can say that. He was definitely a very awesome guy to hang out with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, ran amazing events. If you've been really to any of my events in a 30K, Titanicus, whatever, that's pretty much down to him. I had run events in the deep past and then kind of gotten out of it, and just seeing how much like enjoyment he took and like pride he took in the stuff he ran at Nova and the encouragement he gave really anybody that wanted to do anything hobby related was enough to get me back on that bandwagon. Same, and I'm sure Steven will say the same thing, but like for Battlefleet Heresy, he's a big reason that like that happened at all. Mm-hmm. Which is a damn shame because I don't think I ever like expressed that to him. But yeah, he will be deeply, deeply missed.
I only got to meet him 2018 and 2019 Novas, but and I mean I was a new guy; those were my first times. But he like went out of his way to, you know, say hi. He checked out my army and oohed and ahed all over the individual stuff. You know, he talked me into submitting my militia fluff to Black Library. Like he was such a kind, supportive, welcoming guy. I feel like everything that we really like about 30K and the community is, and the spirit of the game and what we try to foster, he just like personified that in a big way.
Definitely, yeah, a beacon of positivity. Like,
yes.
It was always great at the Big Blam where there'd be 60 people all just shouting and having a good time, but he'd stand up on the chair, yell out, and get everyone's attention in that hall. Mm-hmm. Definitely a larger than life character, and we're definitely going to miss him.
Yeah.
But knowing that and knowing how Nate was, like, he enjoyed this hobby. If anything, like us on this podcast, sharing our experiences and what we enjoy about this hobby, I feel like that's something that Nate will want to continue to do. And so with that, raise a glass to Nate.
Amen.
And we're going to keep doing the podcast.
Keep on keeping on.
Yep.
So with that, hello and welcome to the Remembrancers Retreat, a Warhammer 30K Horus Heresy podcast. Once again, my name is Jesse. I'm here today with Jared and Austin.
What's up?
Hi.
And this week in the Horus Heresy, Monday morning woke up with a surprise on Labor Day that on Warhammer Community, they just flat out gave us a mini campaign for the Horus Heresy.
Right? Mm-hmm. What a disappointing, what a disappointing thing to know that I would have gotten a pamphlet if I'd been at Nova. Sorry, what?
Yeah, good chance of that for sure.
Oh yeah.
So this first one, if I don't bring the screen back, apparently, the title is Play Out Famous Battles from the Horus Heresy with these epic free campaign packs. Now this is the first one. But it mentions a procession of all new mini-campaigns is coming to the Horus Heresy, Age of Darkness. And first of them, the Battle of Pluto, Hydra's Devastation, is available to download right now.
Yeah, and it is really nice. It's not way classier than I expected because the Heresy guys at Workshop just have a reputation at this point.
They make them look nice, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's pretty. It's got a ton of fluff, some of which seems new.
It's been a while since I read Praetorian of Dorn.
It has, but there at the very least there seems to be kind of like what happens when GW takes a deeper dive into any of their battles. The broad strokes just as outlined in Praetorian of Dorn and what we know from other stuff, but little teases here and there of other things, which is fun.
I honestly, having memorized most of Praetorian of Dorn, I think they had to play up the Alpha Legion's chances of victory a bit just because by the end of the book you're like, damn, they stood no chance.
Yeah, well, that's sometimes what you get when you're a sneaky army.
Yeah.
You know, it
Full
really
frontal
is.
assault is hard to handle.
You gotta, still show up and fight at the end of the day, and it doesn't always work out for them.
It does not. Although, it's the Alpha Legion, so have they ever really lost? It's all just some master plan, right?
No, it's not. You lost.
Oh.
Eat the crow. Eat it.
No, they'll leave Korax alone, I think.
Yeah. But continuing on the article, it mentions that this campaign series is a great way to explore such conflicts which may not otherwise have their own dedicated campaign books.
Yeah, which I'm really interested in. Some people, because of course the internet has people that will hate on anything no matter what, we're like, oh man, this is going to be like the whole Siege of Terra and they're just starting at Pluto. Not what they're talking about in the slightest, I think.
No.
Like if I had to take a guess, this might be the only quote unquote serious engagement in the Sol system we'll see. This could very
for a
easily,
while.
Yeah, like this could very easily port over to like Talarn and like Tankless or any of the other like Shondax or any of the other tiny.
It was. I thought Talarn was in the campaign book. I have to go through the books again, but I could have sworn it was.
No, it's not.
No,
No.
not as a bespoke thing anyway. I'm sure.
I wish, man.
Moloch would be kind of cool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like there's a ton of things. I mean, Moloch kind of had the treatment in Titanicus, but man,
But having the
fun
heresy
30K scenario as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of chance for fun there.
Mm-hmm.
We've talked about it before. The just how glacial the black books are with their production. It's like we get a black book every time 40K gets an edition. It seems like. So, releases like that are pure digital and are free. I mean, I'm 100% for it. I think it's a great idea.
Yeah. I'm just really curious where they're going to go with this, with the strong rumors of a new edition of the Horus Heresy. Are they just planning to dump a bunch of these campaigns right beforehand?
Mm-hmm. Well,
and then say, welcome to the second edition. None of these work anymore? Which I doubt that.
That's what's interesting.
Campaigns are usually pretty flexible when it comes to
yeah,
editions.
And the scenarios, at least, and I haven't delved deeply into the scenarios. I'm sure we'll talk about them more in a bit. But they seem pretty flexible. Like there's not a lot of like, everybody gets this bespoke special rule that one could expect to maybe change or things like that.
Right.
So hopefully they port over. And the other thing, which I think Jesse and I talked about briefly before we got on air, is it could also be kind of, when Alan Bly passed, that's been, 4 years ago now. Like it's been a while.
I don't think it's been that long.
Yeah.
3 or maybe 3.
The pandemic has made all sense of time meaningless. But like these things have a very long kind of production value. And we know with the last, not the last book, but like with the Blood Angels Demon book, that like there was other stuff supposed to be in there and it got pushed to a new book. And so everything kind of, obviously that means there's stuff that's in this book, the Dark Angels one, that was supposed to be in the last book. Or there's stuff that should have been in the last book that wasn't anywhere.
Things like the Dark Mechanicum, which was supposed to be this book.
Yeah. So what we might be seeing is
catch up.
Catch up. I was going to use the word remnants, which also isn't right, but kind of all the stuff they had compiled that they thought they were going to get into this edition, and
stuff they couldn't dedicate a black book to.
Right.
Yeah, or things that they were going to dedicate a black book to as like a partial, but now they're like, oh, we're putting out a whole new edition. We're going to have to, do all the old legions again. Giving Imperial Fist something doesn't really fit with that because we got to start over again with like the old Istvan crew. We'll just put it out like this.
Yeah, or maybe these could be little things that the writers there, rule writers, fluff writers, just wanted a little micro passion project to get out of the way.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Things that they wanted to get done, but couldn't fit it in the actual schedule of releases. And seeing as they put them out for free, it feels like maybe that is just something they wanted to do.
For all we know, the Huscarls squad that we're going to talk about here in a minute, maybe this is kind of their initial, I guess, the playtest version that they were doing in like this edition.
Yeah, back when the Imperial Fists, because the Imperial Fists didn't actually have a dedicated Terminator squad this entire edition.
Nope.
So,
which is really strange considering everything else.
Yeah.
Hey, we're sorry, guys. If you want to keep playing this, here's They're Terminators.
Yep. So they put this out knowing that, like, hey, I don't know if they have bespoke models. Those look like those look like they're not. But they might be like, hey, there are going to be some bespoke models for these guys next edition. We don't want to give that game away, but here's a teaser with their old set of rules, and then
they know that the community is definitely powerful enough to make their own models, kit bash their own Huscarls.
I don't even really know what shields they're using in that photo.
I think it's the Storm. Let's see. No, I think it's the Storm shields that they have a weapon.
They
have the Imperial Fist Storm shields. All right.
Yep. Bunch of chain axes, looks like, or power. That's weird.
They definitely
it offends me so much
units.
that Imperial Fists get. Anyway, that's a digression. We'll not go there, listeners.
I don't think they get chain axes normally, unless those are count as power axes, which would fit.
So the Cataphracti kit comes with chain axes that count as power axes.
Gotcha. Unless you're a World Eater.
Yeah. In which case you just do whatever.
Yep. But with that, do you want to go ahead and talk about the Huscarl Squadron, Jared?
Hell yeah.
Figured this would be your thing.
One thing that does bear mentioning from the fluff in the books to what we're seeing on the page here is Huscarls traditionally wore Indomitus pattern Terminator armor.
Yeah, I think that was also, someone mentioned that was talked about in Praetorian of Dorn.
Yeah, it's mentioned in a couple spots in the novels. I like Cataphracti better, so you're not going to hear me complaining. Honestly.
Fair. It's kind of surprising they didn't just mention Terminator armor that allows you to be flexible about it.
I don't know. I don't think I would want these guys sweeping advancing.
Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point. That's a good point.
They don't need
that's good
that.
Times.
Calm down.
Come on. But for those of you who don't know, the Huscarls are the sort of elite Terminator Guard of Rogadorn. They're his first company, take the beach kind of guys. And they definitely, they're really, carrying that with their rules. 275 points base for 5 of them. Weapon skill 5, ballistic skill 4, strength 4, T4, 1 wound, which it sucks, but also they're not that expensive, so it's a give and take. Initiative 4, 2 attacks, leadership 8, 9 on the sergeant, and Terminator armor.
Yeah.
So basic stat wise, but their rules are really where they get interesting. So their war gear, they got a power weapon, so you can take power swords, you can take power axes. They've got a lot more flexibility than just sticking power fists on somebody. They've got Cataphracti armor, and they come with the Fidgel pattern Storm Shield, which in normal Terminator armor, you've got to pay points for it. So they're just getting it.
Get it for free. That 3-up save. Awesome. That's right. I didn't realize that. Yeah, you're right.
And when you compare that to buying it for, I think Cataphracti, I think it's 5 points, and for any other Terminator mark, it's 10 points. That's a lot that you're shaving off a good-sized squad.
Yeah.
And they get teleportation transponders, which you also have to pay for. I believe it's 15 points for a squad. So that's just a free upgrade that they just get.
Yeah, and if you start looking at that, shaving off those points from that 275 base, suddenly they're almost cheap.
Yeah, they're not bad. They're not bad at all.
I'll have to break down the point costs here later.
Yeah, it's I did just a rough math.
Because if you just take the storm shields off, if they're like 5 points apiece, then they're 250.
Yeah.
Knock off another 15 for the teleport homer.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right? And then you can mix and match the power weapons. Not that you're going to do a lot of that, I feel, because, I'll let Jared say.
Yeah.
Well, that kind of, it depends on what you want to do with it. I would picture taking, a couple of the Solarite power gauntlets in with the squad. So going over their options real quick. So you can take 5 extra, so you can have squad of 10. Any Huscarl can take a Solarite power gauntlet for 10 points each, and the sergeant, the Huscarl warden, can take a grenade hardness for 10 points. So not a crazy amount of customization here, but they're not there to be.
Well, you can still give
a shooting unit,
whatever power weepon you want. So you get a little flexibility,
and
which is nice.
You definitely would want to take the grenade hardness by default anyway.
Yeah, definitely. But these guys, sorry, I'm completely losing my train of thought. I did just a rough bit of math, and when I read the rules, and 10 of my normal guys with power fists and shields, they come out to about the same price. It's within 50 points of a fully kitted out Huscarl squad. So, I mean, yeah, that's awesome. And bear in mind,
9 Huscarls versus 10 normal.
Yeah, the power weapon options in 30K, you could give them power lances if you wanted. Weird, but you could do it.
Do they have power lances in 30K?
Yeah.
Yes.
I've just rarely
seen them. They are awesome.
Why, Jared?
I
was about to say, what master plan do you have that involves giving any of these guys power lances?
It'd be cool. And
that's all you need.
Yeah. I mean, come on. Our ship is the Phalanx.
Yeah.
You give them spears.
Oh, God. Spears and shields on a Terminator squadron would look pretty badass.
Yeah, it would be really nice. Lots of fun modeling opportunities. And, they're, strength 7, AP 3 on a charge? Like, that's good times.
Yeah. As a Zone Mortalis unit, that just seems utterly atrocious.
Yes, exactly. But we'll get into the rules real quick. So they've got Legion Astartes Imperial Fists. They are stubborn automatically. They have the Shield Wall rule, which this is the same rule as the Phalanx Warriors get. Basically, when they are charged, they get +1 to their weapon skill, and this confers to characters and such that have joined the squad. So they are weapon skill 6 when they get charged. And so they're basically hitting anything but a Praetor on 3s. And any of those models you give a Solarite Power Gauntlet to, the Solarite Power Gauntlets are master crafted. So
you're re-rolling.
Yeah.
Once.
Yeah. Or no, just re-rolling a single hit.
Just a single hit?
Failed to hit, yeah.
Okay.
They re-roll ones in a challenge.
That's what I was getting mixed up on.
So your Huscarl Warden is basically all but guaranteed to hit on his with his attacks.
And initiative 4
which
is
is
scary
nice.
though.
Yeah.
Oh, with the Solarite, he's hitting at 1 anyway.
Yeah, that is what it is. But hey, you're in Terminator armor and you got a 3-up invul. May the odds be in your favor.
Take 10.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the answer to that.
And they also have the implacable advance, so they can hold objectives. And favored of Dorn, which is basically they can sub as a command squad for a model and don't take up a 4-storic squad in doing so.
I do want to talk a little bit about both of those last 2 rules. It's really awesome to see a HQ unit that has implacable advance.
Yeah.
You don't see that very often. And second, with this favored of Dorn special rule, the way it's worded, as it may be chosen instead of a Legion command squad as a retinue for any model with Master of Legion, Legiones Astartes, and when selected as a retinue, they take up a single force organization chart choice with that model, blah, blah, blah. The way that reads, you could take the Huscarl Squadron as its own HQ unit, and there's no support officer. You could take this squad as your sole HQ choice and make the Huscarl your warlord.
Wait. Go back. Go back.
Okay.
See, let's double check this madness that Jesse is
May
thinking.
be chosen as a retinue for blah, blah, blah. When selected as a retinue.
As a retinue for any model with the Master of the Legion and Astartes. Yeah. So you've got to have a model with the Master of the Legion and Legion as Astartes Imperial Fists before you can choose them as the Legion Command Squad.
So what you do is take Dorn, take whoever with Master of Legion, and take your second HQ slot as a Huscarl squad. So you got 20.
No, because they would count as the same selection, right? Because that's what it's saying. The Huscarl squad takes up a single force org chart with the model it's selected for. So if you take it with the Praetor, right? Praetor gets the Huscarl squad. Both of those only count as one HQ choice for your list.
Yeah.
Still giving you 2 others to play with.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't say.
Well, see, so
but I don't.
I looked at the book, the Legiones Astartes book, and under retinue for command squad, it says can only be selected alongside.
Oh, that's what you're saying.
Yeah, the command squad can only be selected alongside a troop or a HQ slot. This does not have that limitation.
Yeah, just say.
I will say the limit there is. Yeah, so I will say that that the Huscarl squad is a 0 to 1, so you can only choose one unit of these.
Oh yeah,
but the fact that limitation that says can only be chosen or must be selected.
Yeah, that's definitely a may. Yeah, no, I got to agree with you. This looked like you could take 5 of these guys.
And that would be your HQ
And that
unit,
would just be your HQ.
with the Huscarl Warden as your warlord.
Would he be?
Because he's a character.
Why would you do that, though?
He is
I mean,
a character.
Oh, I wouldn't, because he's 1 wound
Yeah,
for 1.
yeah.
But in a small
I was
point
about
game,
to say, Zone Mortalis.
in a
Okay,
small
okay.
zone mortality
You have a
game,
500-point Zone Mortalis army. You spend 300 points on this.
then, but here the problem is, then you get in close combat, your Huscarl Warden has to challenge because he's Imperial Fist, and then gets completely just obliterated with that 1 wound.
Don't get him spiked on a Praetor's head. Like,
Well,
but
I
he's
think for
also-
Imperial Fist, they have to accept challenges.
they have to
They do.
accept.
They
But
do.
here's the thing: if you're playing like a 500-point Zone Mortalis list,
Yeah.
name a character he's likely to face that he's super afraid of.
It's fair. You're dealing with Centurions.
Yeah, yeah.
Very few people would put in a.
He's
a
got-
pair,
He's got 3-up invul.
yeah.
If you gave him,
He says he's got as good a save as anybody in the game.
He does. He does.
I mean, is he in danger of being gunned down by Fury of the Legion when that 20 squad attack squad turns around the corner?
Always.
Yeah, but so is everything else.
You can
in a
only have
500-point
15.
game.
You can only have 15 in a Zone Mortalis.
Oh,
Austin.
I'm sorry.
It's true. It's true.
But that being said, the 5-man heavy bolter squad around the corner also has a chance of taking them out too. Just as anybody. It's Zone
It's a numbers-
Mortalis. It's Zone
numbers game,
Mortalis.
for sure.
But it's a fun unit.
It is. This is
Yeah.
one of those rare things in 30K that I look at it and look at the points and look at what they're armed with, and I think to myself, can they take Deathsworn? And I think the answer is no, because they're only 2 attacks apiece.
Yeah.
So the odds of them killing all of the Deathsworn before the Deathsworn swing back seem vanishingly small. That being said, I'm not entirely sure the Deathsworn could kill them back with that 3-up invul.
It's
Deathsworn, they have 2-up or 3-up armor.
2-up.
2-up.
Ah, okay.
2-up, mine normally have Feel No Pain because, of course, and just piles and piles of power axe attacks.
Yeah.
So they'd be hitting 30 or 40 power axe attacks. But when you have a 3-up invul, you might live through it, which is more than I can say for literally any other unit in the game.
Just got to have a 10-man squad, though. That's the thing.
Well, yeah, that is the thing. Because I'm waiting, because a Deathsworn pack full up is 350 points, the way I like to bring them.
Yeah.
And 350 points of those guys.
Like for me, with my Terminators, if you can't bring more than the full squad, most of the time it's not worth it, just because the vast majority of Terminators are 1 wound each.
There is that.
And you feel that quite heavily, especially if you're bringing guys in Tartarus armor or things of that nature, because plenty of legions don't have access to storm shields either.
Yeah, I will say people have been a little upset that they're only 1 wound, but then we did the math. We did look in, and there's only 3 Terminator units.
4.
that
It's
have
the
2
Justarin,
wounds?
the Red Butchers, the Fire Drakes, and
Death Shroud.
and the Death Shroud. From what I saw, those are the only 4 Terminator units in the entire game that have 2 wounds.
Which is wild, considering.
Because I felt like there was a whole bunch
Right?
more.
Like,
Even the
everybody-
Iron Hand, even the Gorgons are 1 wound each, which is wild to me, because you'd
That's
think
nuts.
those guys would be,
Yeah.
Yeah.
if anybody would have 2 wounds, it would be the Iron Hand Terminator.
They've all
Yeah.
lost one on Istvan 3.
Oh.
Oof. Oof.
But, yeah, I
You know,
would love to see 2 Terminators, just because.
I would not wish these guys to be 2 wounds, not in the least.
I've said it before. I do think that 30K could benefit from looking at the 40K Space Marine Codex and 9th and seeing how generous they are with giving wounds to models, 2 wound tacticals.
That being said, that
But
game
they're
was
also real generous
3
about making your
Terminators.
2-up save a 5-up save. So
Yeah, yeah.
they're real generous
exactly.
about your
There's
weapons just dealing a whole lot of DACA to begin with, too.
Yes,
Yeah.
there's a a trade off in that, and I like it. I think that's a good thing. I think 30K could benefit from snatching a little bit of that. Not going
Just a bit more DACA.
you want
Yeah,
to lose your vehicle facings, Jared, because that way
No.
you've lost vehicle facings.
I don't.
Though we do still know there will be a scatter die, and that does make me happy.
Good deal.
Yeah, overall, I really like these.
Yeah. I think I've waited a long time to see their rules, and I'm happy with it. I think they're. I do.
Now you know how I feel.
Oh yeah.
It's in time for the edition end. Get your squadron.
That said, if there's one thing I would change, it'd be the 0 to 1, because they're a full company. They're a host. But that also does kind of reflect the Siege of Terra reality on the ground, where these guys would not have been deployed as we see in some of the Siege of Terra books, not dishing out spoilers or anything. Plus, but we see like individual Huscarls dispatched to specific roles where normally you might see a squad or something.
Sure.
Yeah, you're not.
Plus with them being HQ units, you don't want to face 30 of these as this is my HQ slot of 30 Terminators.
That would be funny as shit, though.
That would be really funny.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't go with elites here, but maybe they got plenty of elites already in the.
I actually kind of prefer it this way. Because even though there's a billion different types of Centurions, you can always pick something different.
That would be kind of neat, though. If obviously they may have changes in the new edition, but if all the specialized Terminators could be selected as HQ retinue,
if we're going quibbling over these units, I would have enjoyed seeing them 0-1 Huscarl HQ. But then you could take them as retinue for other HQs.
Gotcha.
To kind of show that, they can be off on their own and do their own thing. But, Big Papa Dorn comes out with his Praetor buddy.
Yeah.
Maybe 30 of them will show up.
That's fair. It'd be just make a bunch anyway and just play it out anyway.
Right?
It's just a piece of paper. It's not going to stop you.
Right? The GW rules lawyers aren't going to get you for that.
Oh, shit. What? But yeah, it's nice to see new free rules. And with that being said, I'm going to go into a little bit of segue. Speaking of free rules, or rules in general, Argel Tall is coming out this Friday, who doesn't have any rules either. So I wonder, Argel Tall doesn't have any rules.
No, he doesn't.
Huh.
So it makes me wonder if they're going to give him some rules via a campaign pack somehow. Maybe what was it? The first Heretic? Is that when he first shows up, right?
Yes.
Little action, Word Bearers versus Custodian action?
That would be a delightful, little mini
rule for
mini Black Sands.
And it would work out real well.
It would. Or,
get rules for Argel Tall?
Shit, where did he die?
On oh fuck. Oh, damn it.
I look at you and all I can think of is Monarchia, and I know that's not right.
No,
he died on the... You're the trivia master.
Where is Jason
Betrayal.
When you need him?
Yeah, it's a Betrayer. It's the last
Betrayer.
world they kill in Betrayer.
It was back on the ship, wasn't it?
Yeah. No. It was.
He died in the Shadow of Great Wings.
Mm-hmm. No, that's referencing Korax.
No.
We're a very professional podcast here, folks. I know you can stop screaming in your car now. Just we got it. We know.
Anyways.
Anyway.
Jesse, you'll edit this out in post, right?
No.
Right?
Too late. I gotta fluff up the podcast length. But yeah, so the Ultramarine Praetors and Argel Tall will be out on Friday. So that's exciting. So I'm expecting some rules for him in the very near future, if not the next mini campaign drop.
Nuceria?
No.
I'm on the wiki and it's just he died in the Shadow of Great Wings. Spoiler alert. on an Aquila on top of an Imperator Titan. Where? Damn you all.
Right there.
Jesse says, zooming in on a completely unrelated picture.
Yeah,
but that would be really awesome if he got his own little character upgrade,
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
For a little bit. Would also be awesome if they were his rules are in the new starter set and it's getting dropped in 2 weeks. It's not going to be, but it'd be cool.
And all attacks from Erebus have instant death and AP1 against them.
Aww.
AP1, you're just showing off at that point.
You can reroll to hit and wound against Argel Tall if you're within 12 inches of an Imperial Aquila.
Man.
The Aquila needs to be at least 3 inches wide. It's is that great wings? No, that's just wings. He's fine.
Mediocre wings at best.
But yeah, when this new edition comes out, I hope they need to do it right.
Yeah.
Rulebook, compendium, maybe a loyalist faction and a traitor faction compendium.
They will.
Oh, yeah.
I have faith. It'll be good.
generic army list.
I tell you, I'm pumped.
Curious to see how the militias are going to fare in the new edition.
Oh,
God, I'm actually really excited, even though I know there's a new edition coming.
Yeah.
And that it can't possibly more than like 6 months away or whenever Christmas time is. Like, it can't possibly be, right? Like, but part of me is like, it'd be really cool if they dropped a Talon mini campaign that lets you bring like all tank Imperial Militia army. That'd be great.
That'd be fun.
Be like my old.
Oh, hey, did you guys want chimeras? Oh, sorry, we missed that order. Sorry, here's a chimera.
Be like my old 4th edition guard where you could run an armored list with your DIY regiment rules.
You want Valkyries, kids? You get Valkyries.
Oh, it'll be sexy. It'll be sexy.
Yeah. So that's the new stuff from Horus Heresy this week. Really looking forward to it.
Yeah, not even on Heresy Day.
Unless this is the new Heresy Day. It's kind of weird that you would think it would be like the Legion.
They've been dropping a lot of stuff recently, I feel. And I'm sure that's probably just because they've dropped literally nothing for so long.
Yeah.
Yeah, I find it interesting because they just released or just revealed the Ultramarines recently, like only like a week or two.
Yeah, there was kind of that like every other week a Praetor set they had going, and now they're like, and now rules and units.
But I found it interesting. They revealed the Praetors, and then like only a week or two after, now they're going on sale. When Argotol was revealed back in early summer.
Yeah.
Yes.
And now it's just getting released. Yeah. It's interesting.
As Flight of the Conchord said, that's all part of the foreplay.
God.
The foreplay that is Heresy 2.0.
My body is ready. But anyways.
Yeah. Trying to think of some other stuff here.
Jesse.
Yeah.
You know what we need to cover?
What's that?
Talking shit on Guilliman.
We've already talked shit on Bobby G, haven't we?
No. We were going to do a segment of it, and then we had to cancel it last week because everybody but me and Jesse bailed.
Well, that's fair enough.
And I feel like it's one of those things where it's like a hot potato game, but you need more than 2 players to play.
You do. You really do. You really do.
Well, so
traditionally,
I would be willing to act as the court-appointed defense attorney.
Traditionally, Bobby G has been shat on by 5 or 6 people.
Well, we could pick anybody.
With poor Mac in the room
selected.
shaking his head and waiting desperately for it to come back around to Dorn.
Oh.
And it always does.
Oh.
Shitbag.
It just doesn't stick, though.
We don't get enough Dorn Guilliman bromance going on there. You feel like that would be kind of a...
You'd think they would be bros, but that's what happens when one of you sits in daddy's house all the time and never moves out.
Bunch of rich alphas
and the other one starts his own company, right?
You can't compare Shake Shack and Wendy's, all right? They're not the same thing.
I'm interested to learn which of those you think is which.
You know that Dorn is Shake Shack. Those crinkle cut fries, man.
Dorn is certainly crinkle cut fries, but probably from like Hardee's.
I don't like crinkle cut fries.
They're atrocious.
They're big, they're thick, they're just soft, and they're just...
From Shake Shack, they're heavenly. I don't know what they do to them. I've tried to figure it out.
They're not good fries. Crinkle cut fries just universally aren't good. And this is where our Guilliman, and it's come back around to Dorn. Dorn and crinkle cut fries.
Normally with you on crinkle cut fries, but Shake Shack crinkle fries on another level, and I don't even know why.
But Jared, you're wrong about so many other things.
No, I'm not, Mr. Fan of Russ.
I can't say anything either. We're all guilty here. Anyway.
I haven't prepared a proper prosecution for Guilliman.
Yeah.
Jesse's just keeping his head down because we all know we got like 15 insults at the lion.
It's too easy. Too easy.
Well. It's always easy to make fun of greatness. So.
Stab a guy through the chest on pure petulance.
Slapping your own chaplain's head off.
I thought you were talking about the Night Haunter.
Yeah, the fact that you
too.
can conflate the two says like, just speaks volumes.
It does.
Yeah, I've seen the meme where Dorn has that Parks and Rec meme where he's holding the I do what I want. But honestly, the lion is pretty good at that too.
That is true. He does whatever he wants, and it is 70% of the time it's bad every time.
Especially for traders.
Mm-hmm.
No doubt, no denying that.
Are some of those traders perfectly innocent Dark Angels chaplains? Maybe.
Well, You gotta spend money to make money.
Or that time he gave some ordinators to Perturabo.
Well, you know.
Totally legitimate business expenses.
Swing and a miss there.
Can't be the Lion's fault that, maybe he just loves his brothers too much.
That time he had a legit abominable intelligence.
And
kept it.
Didn't purge it like you're supposed to.
Oh, we got a couple of those.
So, exactly. There's literally one rule in this universe.
I imagine every Dark Angel ship has one on board, just, in case.
Chilling.
Just
waiting. Fucking about.
Waiting for a Dread Wing and a Iron Wing guy, just turn the key.
But no, I think three of us could do a Guilliman segment justice, or if you wish to go with a different Primarch. But I've been prepping my Guilliman defenses.
Oh, you've been prepping Guilliman defenses.
Prepping the defenses.
He's been ready.
They're not strong defenses. They're
God.
not like, they're not up to the normal Legion standards, but...
Okay. All right. Well, we're just going to get classic cringy here. And why didn't Guilliman fucking try to go find the Emperor through the storms? He just gave up and made his own Imperium.
Yeah. There weren't even any
What gives him the right?
Weren't even any blackjacks and hookers.
He thought himself a new emperor? Come on.
No,
So
not even. He thought he was 30K Dick Cheney.
Hold on.
And Sanguinius was George W.
Oh, jeez.
The prosecution rests.
Does that make the Lion Donald Rumsfeld?
It absolutely does. It absolutely does.
Oh.
That's some early 2000s jokes here, folks.
How you like them apples,
Early
kids?
2000s politics.
So, for our very patient
Gen Z
and
listeners?
tolerant listeners at home, we talked about doing a segment where we kind of pick one Primarch and sort of shit on them relentlessly.
We've done that. We've done that for Russ, which went poorly because Russ is flawless and blameless in all things.
Okay. Anyways,
We did
disregard the
God, this Bush administration parallel is actually really starting to freak me out a bit.
barking from the gallery.
We did. I think Dorn. We did Dorn.
No, we haven't done.
Who else did we do?
No, we did.
Like,
Because we did
a couple
officially
on
done
Dorn Day.
this.
Because Russ was not the first one. I remember that.
Well, every time I bring up that we did Dorn, everybody's like, "No, we didn't do Dorn." And
That's
I just
because you
got
can never
gaslit
do
by all of
Dorn
you.
enough. Dorn deserves its own. But we're on Big Blue Dick Cheney.
So, yeah, that's where we're at now.
God damn.
I would like to call
Richard
this segment
G.
Primarchs on Trial, and I will serve as the defense attorney. Not that I believe Guilliman is innocent, but that by God, it's my job to defend him.
But you know what? It's your
It's your
duty.
duty.
It's your duty as an American
Yeah,
defense attorney to make absolute shit people walk even though they deserve it.
yes,
Because that's justice.
yes. That is that's what I'm here to do. I am the public defender. It is not a well-funded office, but by God, we're going to at least show up. And I'll object to some things, and then we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, you know this segment from 2 years ago.
Right?
Yeah.
Bringing it back.
How do you respond to the charge that Bobby G is just 30K Dick Cheney?
So, yeah, make your accusations. I will...
There it is.
I mean...
Okay. Bobby G is 30K Dick Cheney.
Bobby G saw opening and he decided to make himself an emperor.
At the first opportunity.
Imperium Secund. He saw
Literally the first opportunity.
he saw a thundercloud outside. He was like, "Nope." Pulls out a big old sticker. Imperium 2, baby.
That he just, I've had these laying around. I mean, I just made these.
Where these medals and titles come from? I don't know. Here, throw them out.
I don't know.
Here we go.
Look, this will look real bad if I'm in charge, though. I need a face. I need a face on this. Who was a fighter pilot in Vietnam? Sanguinius, get over here.
Yeah. Oh, hey, I got some Primarchs who managed to come out from the warp. I'm sure there's nothing out there, though.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's nothing else out there. I'm
Everything
sure
else
the Emperor is fucking dead, even though my brother showed
Super
up.
fucking dead.
Yeah, we're
Super
done.
fucking dead.
Imperium 2, Electric Boogaloo. Let's go.
Let's pay no attention to the fact that Sanguinius literally can see the future.
So, yeah, I've okay.
He had 3 brothers. He had the fucking Night Haunter down there, too.
It's true. It's true. He absolutely did. And what did he do? Shit the bed. And let's not forget, right? Everybody's like, "Oh, Bobby G, 500 Worlds of Ultramar."
20% of the Primarchs, right there.
One, Jesus. Yeah, that's the math. One,
Close anyway.
the 500 worlds, apparently not all conquered by Bobby G. We know that. Other expeditionary fleets, other legions had a hand in like romping through that part of space. Two, that part of space wasn't doing nothing, right? Like, oh, my dad got killed by assassins. His fake dad. Oh, killed by assassins. This is so sad. Freaking McCrag?
No offense to anyone adopted out there. Jesus. Fake dad.
Well, I feel like
Hurtful.
It's fake dad when real dad made you, intentionally kicked you into the warp and was coming to get you.
He didn't intentionally do it. It just kind of,
Sure, that's a whole other topic. We'll not get into that.
happy little accidents.
But the point is, the 500 Worlds of Ultramar were essentially being a Primarch on easy mode. How many other Primarchs were either outright slaves or outright born in slave societies?
A couple. At least 20%.
How many were born into the middle of an ongoing fratricidal civil war?
At least 20%.
That they did not have the initial upper hand on, right? They were on the losing side.
Oh, they were little babies.
Yeah, well, like Lorgar, when he gets found. Yeah, that's right. I'm comparing Bobby G unfavorably to Lorgar. When Lorgar was born and taken in, his side wasn't even like the obvious, like, strongest, biggest, bestest, right? Didn't even play out like that. And yet, that worked out. Russ, he was did get, foundlinged, adopted into, the biggest of the Fenrisian tribes. But Fenris is not a nice place. Just not. Chagoris, same. None of these Primarchs had a great, starting place.
Lion was in the fucking woods.
Lion was just in the fucking woods, fucking around. And yet Bobby G rolls in to, this completely normal society, and everything goes well, and then he comes out in the 500 worlds that
Moses in a basket.
Right? That friggin' other people conquered. And it wasn't even conquering. It was just human civilization. You're peacefully complying? All right, cool. Just did that 499 more times. And then he decides the second literally anything goes even slightly wrong, fuck it, I'm out. I can do this myself. Wait, no, I need a patsy. Where's Sanguinius?
Here comes Sanguinius right now, just flying through the air, tumbling. No, shit. Fucking Vulcan was there too.
Oh, yeah.
We had 5 fucking Primarchs on one goddamn planet.
And yet everything is gone. Terra is destroyed. Destroyed. You heard it here first from Dick Guilliman Radio.
I know that's...
Oh, my God.
Sorry, that story's all coming back to me now.
Oh, man.
A couple perpetuals in for flavor.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
So
that's our...
Not only was he born on Easy Street, not only is he a big blue Dick Cheney, but the literal instant, literally anything goes to pieces, he's suddenly the man in charge. And let's not forget one very important aspect of his so-called military greatness. Because this is the kick in the balls, brought to you naturally by the Wolves of Fenris. So as we all know, the Calth atrocity started because nobody had any idea that any legion would massacre another legion during a muster. Holy balls. What are the odds?
Oh, right.
Oh.
So, he says, about to make an unassailable point, what is known of the Thousand Suns dick kicking is that it happened several years prior to
Prospero.
Prospero. Prospero happened several years prior to Calth and all of that. But a little known fact is that, of course, not all the Thousand Suns were on Prospero, right? Some of them couldn't make it for whatever reason.
Sure.
And a force of, I want to say 3,000 Suns?
It's in the black books, one of the black books.
Yeah, it's in Inferno. Inferno, you can go look it up. But I believe 3,000 Suns were, wait for it, Not on Prospero when the whole thing went down. Instead, they were around a planet whose name I can't remember because, again, I wasn't allowed to prep for this. So we're really giving
We talked about this weeks ago.
we're giving Bobby G as much fodder as possible. They were at a muster point with the Ultramarines, who betrayed them at the muster point and slaughtered literally all of them. Yet for some reason, it didn't cross Bobby G's mind that that was a thing that could happen.
For unknown reasons, too, if I remember right.
Oh yeah, the Thousand Sons that were there had no idea what was going on.
Yeah.
Like, as far as they were concerned, like, all the Ultramarines might as well have just turned to chaos at that instant and just jumped them. Because unlike...
I hope those Thousand Sons got a few of them back.
Oh, right, we pray. And I don't pray often for Thousand Sons. But, like, this is a setup where we know Leman Russ and the Wolves were desperately trying to get everyone on Prospero to just lay down their arms and come out. Mm-hmm. It didn't happen that way. We can argue. We're not going to argue like the whys and wherefores of why it didn't happen that way. But we know there was like attempts were made. And yet the Ultramarines gave no warning whatsoever and just massacred them all. Much like what happened sometime later on Kauth. To which all the Ultramarines went, but nobody's ever done this before. This
Pikachu face meme.
So,
in all fairness, I'm pretty sure that tactical lesson would not be one that would end up in the Codex Astartes.
What? Kill another Marines? Shit.
Oh.
Yeah, right? So
no,
not only have they butchered other Marines one time definitively, right? There's that rumor that they absorbed the 2nd and 11th. That I'm not super buying.
I don't.
If they didn't, that means that what the fuck were they doing? It's because the 500 Worlds literally had like 2 battles in it that they could breed up 250,000 Ultramarines without, I mean, look at the poor friggin' Death Guard out there doing the Lord's work, like with grand plans to hit 300,000 someday and just never getting there because they're always getting like the shit end of the stick. Same can be said for literally every other legion on Earth except the Ultramarines for some reason. Cowards. Bob Guilliman, just what the fuck, man?
The prosecution rests its case.
The prosecution rests its case.
I'm sure that was a perfectly fine. Yeah.
I have been restraining so many agreements to, it's killing me a little bit. Okay.
Now you get to play defense attorney.
I will rebut some of your accusations here. Guilliman, as all Primarchs are, is ultimately the product of his upbringing, in that he is as the Emperor made him to be. These accusations of empire building are nothing less than the Emperor's gene-coded intent made manifest, in that he wanted Guilliman to be, not just a ruler, not just a general, but an empire builder, someone who was, as of all the Primarchs, a close reflection of him in his, magnanimous, great, leader of men type role. So, given that set of circumstances and the Ruin Storm's, irrevocable separation of Ultramar from the rest of the Imperium, Guilliman would do as his father made him to do, which was build an empire. And
he didn't
to
build
his
an
credit,
empire, he stole it.
To his credit, Your Honor, objection to the speaking out of turn here.
So stand.
To his credit, as soon as he found out that, hey, Emperor's still on the throne, Terra still stands, he, with all speed and at great cost to his legion, made for Terra and broke the Ruin Storm with his compatriots in the Triumvirate. And, is as we see through the Siege of Terra books, making all speed towards Terra and, probably bleeding his legion white in doing so. We know...
Objection. We have no indication that legion is being bled white. We just know they're taking a voyage and the Ruin Storm doesn't exist anymore.
Your Honor, that's dumb.
I'll allow it.
but seriously, I mean, we know from the councils of the War Master and the traitor Primarchs during the Siege of Terra books that they are worried about Guilliman and his legion and the other loyalist Primarchs coming and kind of chomping at their heels. And we see them doggedly pursuing them through Slaves to Darkness, and that like them or not, is a testament to the Ultramarines' resiliency, given that, they did get caught off guard at Calth. They did suffer the Shadow Crusade, which was intended to, utterly destroy them and break them. And instead, they survived it and have come out stronger and are an existential threat to Horus.
Stronger?
Existential threat? The war was won without them.
Yeah.
So I'll be fair, that we know of so far.
That we know of so far.
Yeah,
But according to all the lore currently available, whether their pressure had any impact at all, considering that fluff of that pressure has been... We're not sure where that'll go now, because that pressure was always the Ultramarines, the Wolves, and the Dark Angels.
Well, we know the Wolves aren't in the picture.
Yeah, the Wolves have been pretty much retconned to have already kind of shot their bolt right before.
Mm-hmm.
The Angels...
Spoiler alerts, by the way.
Yeah, the Angels, who knows, really, but nobody's Angels worried about them showing up.
They've ground themselves down trying to destroy traitor-held worlds.
And
they're out of it.
And yet,
part
of our Legion managed to strike through and relight the fucking Astronomicon, motherfuckers.
You still couldn't get your drama under control. What the fuck?
The beacon is lit, motherfuckers. All those legions on the fucking Terra
rolled out of my head.
All the fucking legions on Terra and the Dark Angels and one stinky little ship managed to fucking go through the entire traitor armada, land in there, get through the tower, turn on the fucking beacon. You're welcome.
It's true. Bobby G doesn't even make it late without the Dark Angels.
Spoiler alert over.
Thank you, Donald Rumsfeld.
But if you got any more defense, because I'm just going to lay down the killing blow once you're done.
Oh, good, because I also have a hammer to drop as well.
You go first, because I think mine's the best.
Okay.
My client's guilty as shit. I'm trying to.
Okay. What do you got? You got anything else? Any other pittance to throw Bobby G's way?
I really don't.
All right. So as to all Primarchs being a reflection of what the Emperor wills, and being a product of their upbringing, as you will, no and yes. No, we know for a fact that some Primarchs aren't what the Emperor willed, because Night Haunter is a fucking train wreck. Just a train wreck. There's also some indication.
I refer to that on the genetic level, in the who they should have been.
Night
Haunter's a train wreck. Angron's a train wreck.
But Night Haunter's train wreck.
There's no fixing stupid.
Night Haunter's train wreck is actually a very apt analogy for Bobby G's fuck around games, because Night Haunter, again, brought up in a society, right? He was probably supposed to be some sort of justice-y lawgiver, that's what Big E had in mind.
Eating scraps out of the,
Yeah, but it all went to shit.
Yeah.
Likewise, Bobby G, from being overly coddled by his weak-ass planet, turned into an attention-seeking man-whore that decided that just because other people had won him 500 worlds with which he could make pretty because they weren't screwed up to begin with, like 99% of the rest of the galaxy, this gave him the right to be God Emperor Bobby G, power behind the throne, the literal instant anybody could, he could convince anybody of that fact, and he only changed his mind when he had literally no other choice. So, his upbringing did damn him, but just because he fucked up doesn't mean he fucked up the way the Emperor wanted him to. But Jesse, I hear you have a nail in the coffin. Oh, I'm sorry, Jared. Do you
Go ahead.
let me rebut that with something out of 40K, to be honest. I got through Dark Imperium. I regret it, but I did it.
That's not that bad.
That book was a ham sandwich with no cheese. It's just, ugh.
I enjoy it.
It's a Lunchables.
If you have good enough ham, you don't need cheese all the time.
It's not good ham. It's Oscar Mayer.
It's an introductory novel for people who've never played the game, getting first into it.
It is literally baloney, if you will.
All right, so this is where you're resting the cornerstone of your
I've
defense.
also
Go
read
ahead.
Avenging Sun.
We liked it, Guy Haley.
Much better.
It's true.
We do love Guy Haley, love his work most of the time. It's just that is not his strongest work. But we see in those two novels a Guilliman who is given tons and tons and tons of power, and who is, short of Abaddon, probably the one of the most powerful beings in the universe. And he immediately, when he wakes up, he fights his way to Terra, and meets with the Emperor face to face, and is supplicates himself. He doesn't say, "Oh, well, the Emperor's too weak. You better make me Emperor." He doesn't try to take power that's not given to him.
Except for turning off the Astronomicon.
I mean, so you gotta reset. You had to Control Delete. Come on. But no, he we see him in that role. He's given, I would say, more responsibility and more authority than he was in the 30K universe.
Would you agree with the statement that 40K Bobby G is in fact the power, or working very hard to be the power behind the throne of the God Emperor of Mankind?
Well, see, that's
ergo making him not only 30K but 40K Dick Cheney.
That's kind of what I'm getting to in a roundabout way, is though that he's being given this opportunity to advance himself so much, but really we see from his own inner monologue we see he's not trying to just gain power for power's sake. He's not trying to be the Emperor. He's not trying to be something he's not. He's trying to serve his father. He's trying to restore humanity. He's trying to bring some sort of semblance of reason to the fanaticism of the ecclesiarchy, and some sort of
Jay-Z is the hero of his own story. All right, I'm just putting that out there.
I'm not saying he's great. I'm not saying I like him. I'm not saying he's interesting.
I'm just saying his internal monologue when he's like, "I'm a good guy," that's psychological. That has no bearing on his actual goodness as a guy.
But
a bad guy doesn't go, I can't wait to just fuck everything up and make everything miserable. I love being evil.
Well, we've given plenty of inner monologue of traitor characters, and no, they're not thinking, "Oh, I'm going to do
I'm not
be a villain, throw him a mustache."
Bobby G's not intelligent enough to be a traitor.
But we do see someone who is tirelessly promoting humanity and doing his best to thwart the powers of the warp.
It's true. Dick Cheney had all of America's dreams at heart.
Oh, God.
Yep, that's the analogy.
We're
smacking right into it. Hope we don't have any Gen Z listeners. They will have no idea what I'm talking about.
Halliburton holding lots of...
just Wikipedia that.
They probably have a seat. They probably have a...
Halliburton is just McCrag Heavy Industries.
Oh, boy.
Oh, we got Northrop Grumman. We got Raytheon. And jeez.
Anyway.
Oh, Lord.
Jesse, the nail in the coffin.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just, I'm going to go sink my own ship and just fucking take Guilliman with me. Out of all of the Primarchs, out of all of Guilliman's brothers, the one he looked up to was the Lion. Good night, everybody. Good night.
Oof.
Thanks again for listening to another episode of the Remembrancers Retreat, a Warhammer 30K podcast. I don't think you have a rebuttal for that one. I think that's pretty much seals it.
That's Jesse. Jared is done. And happy Guilliman Day, everybody.
You gave me a bucket to bail out the Titanic. I don't know what I was supposed to do.
I want to thank again all of our patrons, starting with our Legion Praetor tier: Alex Selth, Chaplanisar, Chris Mack, Gardner.Tree of Woe, Joe from Music City Heresy, Luke Rizzuto, Matthew Boyce, Mr. Baldwick, Nick Quenga, Sar Luther, Taco Tuesday or Bus 22 Rock and Roll McDonald's, And what's Ligma? Our Legion Centurions, Aaron Maynard, Andrew N., Angry Boy, Dave Jones, Duncan, Ed, John Christensen, M. Tanzer, Gorkrow, Queen Corswain, Scott LeMay, and the original Applesauce. And finally, our Legion Sergeants, Agrippina, Emily O'Hare, Garrett Lowe, Mr. Sear, Nick Gillen, The Zoy, and what do I call myself? If you'd like to become a patron, go over to patreon.com/RR30K podcast. You can also find us on Facebook and Twitter at RR30K podcast. You can follow our Instagram at RR30K. You can subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. You can join our Discord server with the links in the show notes below. And be sure to visit our website, rr30k.com. There you will also find the Battlefleet Heresy Compendium, which... Do you want to talk about that real quick?
I feel like every time I say a date about it out loud, the world comes up, smacks you, me, and Steven squarely in the testicles.
Yes.
And by the time we've unclenched and looked up, a month has gone by. So no, I do not.
Understood. But we're going to try soon. Hopefully very soon after this episode is released. So...
I'd like to move for a mistrial. The jury was given improper instructions and was clearly biased against my client.
We will reconvene 2 years from now when we have the same argument over again.
If the hand of Dominion does not fit, you must acquit.
You've been waiting all day for that one, haven't you?
I have. You're welcome.
Jesus Christ. We'll see you next Guilliman Day.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Have a good night. Take care of yourselves, and we'll see you again next time. Keep those dice rolling. Bye for now.